Welcome to Laplink Connections, where we connect with thought leaders to explore the latest news and technology trends. Today, I'm talking with Frank Fitzek, professor and head of Deutsche Telekom Chair of Communication Network at the Technical University of Dresden, where he is coordinating also the 5G labs in Germany. And that is what we are talking about today, 5G. Hi, Frank. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, and nice for having me.
So 5G, of course, is in the center of all marketing, and to the end user, it seems that the speed is barely above LTE, at least in the US, what we see. You know, all the telecoms are saying, oh, we have 5G everywhere, we are the fastest, we're the best, etc. But is that really all we will see?
I don't think so. So if we talk about 5G, there is not the 5G network. There are different forms of that. Some of them are so-called non-standalone 5G networks that are just 5G antennas that are connected to the 4G network. And this is what mostly you will see as 5G. The network operators, of course, they are looking forward to see the 5G symbol in your mobile device. So that is what they are doing, and that is what you get right away. You can see more data rate in Europe, for example. If you are on the 5G network, it's so sparsely used that you will see better data rates. If you make a test, whatever speed test, then you will see better data rates. But in the end, Netflix and others, they did not buckle up the data rates. So it does not matter at the moment so much whether you have 4G or 5G. Therefore, we are looking forward to the next releases, because what 5G is now is release 15 from 3GPP. And then with the end of the year, you will see release 16, 17, and then it becomes interesting. Because then 5G is not anymore for the consumers, and 5G was never meant for people, right? It was meant for machines. It's real-time communication for the Internet of Things. And we need low latency. And low latency, we are talking here about milliseconds, sometimes even sub-milliseconds latencies on the wireless link. And that makes 5G really so interesting, because it's the driver for the digital transfer, and that is what we're waiting for.
Yeah, so I mean, I wanted to ask you, what do we need? But you already answered that. I think latency is a big thing, and of course, much more implementation of the new standards as they come along.
Right.
Of course, faster speed is in the mind of the consumer. You said it's not really built for consumers, but for the whole Internet of Things. But certainly, bandwidth is not all. Your group is working a lot of subjects. If I, look through the list of your project, there are a lot of projects that you have, right?
Correct. So we do, as I said, Internet of Things is a very broad topic. In general, we are looking at the digital transfer of our society. So what is about mobility? What is about healthcare? What is about energy networks that we have to support with 5G? What is about learning for our kids, not only in COVID times? I think the way how we do teaching to our kids is horrible, right? You could do way better things. And then you have to understand how people learn. So you have to interact with objects, but even things like agriculture, right? There's a huge change in agriculture, in their machines, what they want to use. And without connectivity, you will not get there. Everybody talks about AI, and AI is big. AI is nothing without communication. If you don't get the right data at the right time to the right place, then you're doomed anyway. So AI is only a little thing. People most often forget about communication, because they think it's ubiquitous, that you can have it all over the place, like your energy plug in your household, but it's not. So there will be a fight about who has 5G and who hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for us, for my company, the bandwidth is the most important, because if we can connect computers much faster, we can also transfer the data much more easy, fast, etc. But I understand the point of all the different industry. I think a good example, not only agriculture, is also the oil industry. They have billions of sensors. They're all old. They can't exchange the data, and they're struggling to update their overall infrastructure to actually have real-time communication and real-time data from everything from oil coming out of the ground up to getting it to the consumer.
Correct.
Where do you see the biggest challenges and problems right now? What needs to be solved still?
In 5G, we have some problems with the acceptance sometimes in society. If you see, it's more a European thing. You don't see it in Asia, but in Europe, sometimes you find groups that say 5G is the cause for COVID. So all these, let's say, minor equipped with intelligent people that now think about 5G, and they're afraid of it. And they're not afraid about the technology 5G and the electromagnetic waves. I think what they understand on a second level is it is a driver for the digital transfer. It makes their life faster. And if you're not smart enough, then you are out of the game. So there are a lot of people that have problems with this technology. The other thing is, how do we really roll out 5G to also rural areas? I mean, I don't have a problem that we will see it, for example, in cities, even close to the highways. You will see it soon. There are some initiatives from the government, for example, here in Europe, to just bring 5G there. But what is about these hidden champions that are somewhere in the countryside? They need 5G as well. And there are some answers for that, but we need to roll it out as quick as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, a lot of times we're living now in a technology-rich world. A lot of companies are driving technology. But how can you and other science leaders really influence business leaders? How can you push them ahead? Is there a much stronger role today for universities versus the business community?
That's a very good question. So in the beginning of 5G, we did not talk too much about technical parameters. So we only showcased if you have a 5G network with certain characteristics, especially latency at the time, what is possible. So we made demos, showcases, and told the people, look, this would be possible to do. And they could really experience it and finding out, for example, interacting with robots, right? And now with the second level, because we also became better over the time, I think we have a large number of startups. And these startups that are people that come with the knowledge what 5G can do for you, and then have also something what we call a transformer, because nobody needs 5G in the air or AI somewhere. They want to see it for their use case. So if you see normal people, they have a use case and they want to see what can I do with that. And 5G alone is not enough. So for example, we have one startup that is dealing with robotics. And robotics together with 5G, what you can do now is instead of programming with very bad code and very long time circles, a robot, what you just do is now you take a human being equipped with a lot of sensors and he's just showing it to the robot many times, not only one, it's not a replay, by teaching it like you would do a kid, repetitive stuff. Then the robot will understand the intention of the human is like this, and then will do that. And then we are back to the digital transfer of the lot size of 1 to 10, where you really need robotics, but you need to reprogram them very fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool what you and the team are doing in Dresden, which is, you know, certainly one of the most important labs in the world, you know, I've looked at your lectures, and of course at CeBIT we were together looking at the first demos of latency. I think that is all important work. Well, I thank you for all this information, and wish you well during the COVID times, and you know, hope you have a very progressive end of the year and next year. We certainly need all your input we can get. That is great to have. So thank you very much, and good luck for the future.
Thank you. Likewise. Stay healthy.